Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. Coming to you live from Lost River High School as tonight's matchup features the Lost River Raiders against the TULELAKE Honkers. Glad to be with you on this fine Tuesday evening. My name is Josh Eldridge. Along with me is Matt Bowling, and we've got a great Klamath Basin showdown for you tonight. A doubleheader again as the girls set to start in just a couple of minutes here at Lost River High School. The boys coming at about 6:30 for our first ever community game of the week on MyBasin.com. Plan to do this throughout the season with a schedule available on MyBasin.com. Getting things started again with a couple of teams separated by, well, about 5 miles and 10 minutes from each other. Should be a great one tonight as when we come back from our first break, we'll take a look at the season matchup from last year between these two teams and take a look ahead at the season for both the Lost River Raiders and the TULELAKE Honkers. So stick with us tonight as we bring you the MyBasin.com Game of the Week, of course, on MyBasin.com.
It's kind of what defined me as a person. I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Back with you from Lost River High School, the site of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. The Raiders getting ready to host the Honkers from TULELAKE, California. Just a short hop, skip, and a jump away is TULELAKE, California, as we've got pretty close to what I think will be a full house tonight, hopefully, at Lost River High School. See on your screen on MyBasin.com, the far side of the floor isn't exactly full, but right underneath us, we've got quite a few fans traveling from TULELAKE tonight, so much so that the JV game a little bit earlier sounded, well, frankly, louder for the Honkers, and that's what makes these games so great. Two high schools that are really close to each other and play each other multiple times a season, and getting things started right here here at Lost River High School. Last year, these two teams squared off. They split the season series. Lost River grabbed the season opener 46-30. These two teams matched up later in the season, a game which TULELAKE won 35-31, and that was, well, kind of the story for the Honkers last season. They started out the year fairly slowly, but they came on towards the end of the year. Didn't quite finish with the record they would have hoped, but the bulk of their wins coming at the end of last season. So we'll see how they get out to a start tonight against Lost River, a team who didn't get the amount of wins I think they were hoping for last year either. Finished 5-17 overall and ended the year on a 6-game losing streak. But again, the majority of their wins coming in the early part of the season. So kind of two ends of the book here for each of these teams, and really excited for tip-off coming up in just a little while. Again, I'm Josh Eldridge along with you, Matt Bowling by my side, and should be a great night of basketball tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. It's the home opener here at Lost River, and as you mentioned, these are two teams that are really looking to get some positive momentum going. You look at the TULELAKE girls. They started the season with a 41-40 win over Mount Shasta on November 27th. Since then, things have taken a bit of a downward turn. They went to the Butte Valley Classic last weekend. They did win their opener against the Klamath Union JV team, 51-27. Lost their next two, though, to Butte Valley, 54-35, and Chiloquin, 72-41. Meanwhile, Lost River girls, pretty rough start to the season on Friday. They went to the Cross Point Christian Holiday Hoops Classic. They played New Hope Christian and lost 56-17. Not the most inspiring start for a team that, as you mentioned, is coming off a 5-17 year.
Yeah, hoping to get off on the right foot in front of a home crowd. Again, it could kind of be construed that way for either team. More of a split scenario tonight at Lost River High School. Really excited to get this one started in just a bit. We're going to take one more break on the pregame show. When we come back, we should be just about ready for our starting lineups tonight and, of course, tip-off. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. The Raiders and the Honkers are next.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Welcome back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. Just a few minutes away from tip-off as we get to know the starters tonight from TULELAKE High School, beginning with number 10, a junior, Mackenzie Perez. Number 15, McKenna Fine, a sophomore. Number 20, Josefina Mojica, another sophomore. Number 23, a sophomore, Natalie Idrogo. And number 25, Maritza Chavoya, a junior. The TULELAKE Honkers are coached by Gibby Idrogo. And now your starters for the Lost River Raiders. It's going to be number 4, a senior, Morgan Herring. Number 12, a sophomore, Madison Holster. Number 15, a freshman, Cassidy Vaughn. Number 21, a senior, Betty K. Overcash. And number 24, a sophomore, Macy Thompson. Lost River tonight wearing their home white uniforms and TULELAKE in their road blues as we are just a couple of minutes away from tip-off tonight.
Well, interesting note for you here, Josh. Obviously at the 1A kind of level that we're at here, you see a lot of multi-sport athletes, and you've got 3 volleyball players in that TULELAKE lineup, and I think 3 softball players in the Lost River lineup.
Absolutely. These student athletes are active in all 3 seasons. And now, a handful of these volleyball players, as you mentioned, just getting their legs under them for basketball season. And really excited. It looks like down in the middle, we're going to have Overcash square off with Perez for the opening tip, and it's collected by Lost River. Shot in the far corner, just mid-range, is going to be credited to Overcash, and Lost River fires the opening blow of the ball game. They lead 2-0. Underhand pass to Chavoya, has it stripped away, and a held ball called underneath the bucket. Possession arrow points to TULELAKE, so they will maintain possession with Chavoya to inbound. Early discussion with our officiating crew this evening. All right, looks like we've got it all sorted down there on the floor. All right, to inbound is going to be Chavoya. Lost it down low to Perez. Her shot misses, and Lost River collects the rebound. All right, with it now is Vaughn. Let's see, now it's Holster with it on the near side, passing it over to Thompson. Thompson still with it now, trying to get it down low, but TULELAKE strips it away, and a foul in the open floor. All right, it looks like it's going to be TULELAKE inbounded, and it'll be Perez. And another situation on the sideline with the official. Again, if you'd like to become an athletic official, the OSAA is in desperate need. So if you want to stay in shape, be involved in a sport you love, and earn a bit of money, you can become an athletic official. Visit osaa.org/officials for more information. And let's see, was that a technical foul assessed? Let's see. Seems to be some confusion early in this one.
Yeah, I've seen this happen before, and what it looks like to me is there was a TULELAKE player who was not in the scorebook.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I'm noticing that too.
That would be my guess.
Yeah. Well, the free throw was good for Herring, and the second one is no good. Or pardon me, that was Thompson for the free throws there. And Lost River will maintain possession. Here's Holster, kicking it over to Herring. Trying to bounce it down low. Lost River trying to get close to the cup, but the shot blocked by Perez. And now TULELAKE bringing it the other way. Bouncing it down low. That's Perez. Perez trying to feed it into Idrogo, but the shot is offline. Still 3-0 early in this one. 6:33 to go in the first quarter. All right, it's Thompson. Now over in the far side to Overcash. She pulls from mid-range and swishes it. A nice shot there from Overcash. Gives her 2 more points, and her team leads 5-0. All right, here's Chavoya. Ball finds its way to Idrogo. And the shot no good. Tulelake having a little bit of trouble getting started in this one as the Raiders up by 6. Timeout called by Coach Herring. We'll take 1-2. The score 6-0. Lost River leads Tulelake on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
Rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Back with you for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week as we rejoin the action. Lost River leads Tulelake 5-0. Correction on the scoreboard as they switched a 3 credited to Overcash back to just a 2-point bucket. And Lost River starts with the basketball. Passing it to Vaughn. Now back to the guard, Holster. Lost River moving it around the perimeter, getting it inside to Overcash. She fires from mid-range, bounces off, no good. Rebound up for grabs, but it's a held ball down low. And possession will stay with the Raiders. Inbound pass finds its way to Thompson, trying to get Herring down low, but can't corral the pass. Now it's Tulelake trying to get on the board. Pass interior to Perez. Bounces it outside to Idrogo. She pulls from 3 and drains it. First points of the evening for Tulelake, credited to Natalie Idrogo, the sophomore. And as Lost River bringing it up the court, Perez swipes it, goes to the cup, and gets fouled. And so that will earn Mackenzie Perez a pair of free throws.
Mackenzie Perez was one of those volleyball players I mentioned at the start. Actually a 3-sport athlete, also plays softball. She was the Evergreen League MVP for volleyball this year. 202 kills, 47 blocks, 161 digs, and 72 aces.
Certainly an impressive athlete.
Oh, you talk about impressive.
Yeah.
You want to hear her softball numbers?
Let's hear it.
741 batting average, 854 on base percentage.
Wow.
33 stolen bases.
That's incredible. 33 stolen bases. Holy cow. Couple of missed free throws for Perez on that trip to the line. Looks like it's going to be Hernandez bringing it up the floor for Lost River. Gets rid of it over to Herring. Lost River trying to find that interior pass, but it's knocked away. Ball goes out of bounds. Looks to be last touched by the Raiders. Lost River continues to try and feed Thompson down low. And also Overcash, who has 4 points already. All right, here are the Honkers. It's going to be Perez. A nice feed down low. All goes for naught as the bucket attempt. No good. Let's see, a held ball on the floor. And that was Shavoya who missed the bucket down low. But again, the Honkers maintain possession with 4:41 to go in the first and up 5-3. All right, pass finds its way to Mojica. Now Shavoya guarded by Hernandez. Loses the dribble on it. In fact, it's a kickball violation. And that should move possession to, I know they're going to say that bounced off a Raiders foot. So still Honkers basketball. Inbound pass stolen away by Holster. She pumps the brakes, dishes it to Hernandez. Tries to find Holster cutting to the rim, but the pass goes wild. Loose ball eventually finds its way to Herring. Lost River looking for a quick shot. It's taken and missed by Holster. And now Tulelake with it. Long overhand pass intended for Mojica goes out of bounds. A little bit too much on that pass, and a turnover for the Honkers will give the Raiders the ball.
Well, like I just said, 202 kills on the volleyball court for Mackenzie Perez this fall. We know she's got the arm strength, just not quite able to connect on that long throw.
All right, here's Herring for the Raiders. Trying to get it down low to Overcash, stripped away, but the loose ball collected by Thompson. Now to Herring. Takes a long two and a wedgie early on, stuck between the backboard and the rim. With a brief pause in the action, we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety checklist. That's why Les Schwab does more than install tires and wheels. Come on in for a free pre-trip safety check. They're going to make sure that everything is in working order at Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952. This ball is proving difficult to knock loose. There it is.
When you and I were at the Wairika tournament last weekend, we saw a ref jump up and get it out of there.
Yeah. We saw this in the JV boys game earlier, too, and a player jumped up there and knocked it loose. This time taking a secondary basketball to do it, but it looks like we're all squared away. Shot clock reset to full and maybe not so squared away. As I mentioned, the shot clock, it's the first season. Obviously, the shot clock has been implemented here in the state of Oregon. And just like the players, the officials getting used to it, too. So, you know, it's new for everybody, so it's something to keep an eye on as this game moves forward. Let's see what we decide to do here. All right, shot clock reset to 21 seconds as the Raiders maintain possession. Inbound pass quickly finds Thompson. Interior pass to Overcash. Her shot no good. And now it's TULELAKE with the basketball. All right, here's Chavoya. Guarded well beyond the perimeter as all 5 Honkers stretched out beyond the arc. A pass is taken away by Hernandez, trying to find, let's see, that was Holster cutting to the cup, but incomplete pass goes out of bounds. And TULELAKE takes over.
Lost River's had a couple nice interceptions.
Certainly active hands on the defensive end. Just having trouble with that secondary pass so far in this game. Perez lofting it down low to Mojica, and she's going to be fouled on the floor before the shot. And so that'll be the 3rd team foul. All right, here's TULELAKE. Pass over to Fry. Now it's going to be Mojica with it. Pass finds its way over to Perez. TULELAKE content to play around the perimeter. Perez finds some open space on the right side. Pulls from mid-range, no good. TULELAKE collects the rebound. The putback attempt no good, and a scramble forward underneath the rim. It's a held ball, and possession stays with the Honkers. Chavoya to inbound for TULELAKE. Lofting it high to Perez. Catch and shoot from mid-range. That's no good, and the rebound collected by the Raiders. Thompson's long reach, the sophomore, collecting at that time. 2:44 to go in the first. A 2-point ball game. Lost River leads early. Hernandez takes it now for the Raiders. Trying to move around the perimeter. Takes a screen, but loses the dribble. The loose ball is collected by Herring. She's been active along the perimeter so far. And a shot clock violation will net a turnover for the Honkers. Or pardon me, for the Raiders. It's Honkers ball now.
Like you said, Josh, team's still getting used to it. Didn't look like there was any sense of urgency there for the Raiders as the clock ticked down, so they probably just forgot about it.
I think it'll happen in the first months of the season. It's a good opportunity to work on it before these Raiders get into Mountain Valley League play in the coming months. Another takeaway by the Raiders. Active hands down low from Thompson, as she has been really good on the defensive end so far for the Raiders. Substitution coming in for Lost River. Looks like Illy Hawkins in for Thompson. Mojica trying to get it down low, but again knocked away by Herring. I believe they're going to say it was a kickball violation again against the Raiders. And so it will remain Honkers ball. Substitution as well for TULELAKE. And it looks like Giselle Hernandez checking in. Here's Mojica. Has trouble with the dribble, and they're going to say it's a double dribble against Mojica there, and another turnover gives the Raiders possession. TULELAKE with a little bit of a press. It works that time. The ball goes out of bounds, but it'll stay Lost River ball. And a substitution for the Honkers. It's going to be Morelli Hernandez checking in. A minute 59 to go in the first, and Lost River still leads by 2. Trying to beat the press from TULELAKE. Quick shot coming out from Hawkins, no good, and TULELAKE collects the rebound. Pass into no man's land from Hernandez, but it is collected by Idrogo. Now it's back to Perez. Tries to find the open player down low, but Hernandez with active hands. Now it's going to find its way back to Perez. Thought about a 3. She's guarded by Overcash. Pass taken away by Hawkins. Raiders pump the brakes a little bit, looking for an open look, but Overcash travels as she tries to get the next pass off.
TULELAKE's been a bit too soft on some of these passes, and I think that's what's allowing Lost River to come in and steal them so easily.
See, they get an opportunity on offense here. And that's going to be Chavoya with it. Now trying to get the ball down low to Perez. And in fact, it will be Chavoya with the bucket. Tied up at 5 with 55 seconds to go. Pass finds its way to Hawkins, but it's rejected by Perez. All right, Vaughn over to Perez. Trying to find Mojica cutting to the rim. And the shot no good. It'll be Raiders ball with 3 seconds separating shot and game clock. Long pass ahead to Overcash. Trying to find Hawkins, but Perez right there in the passing lane again. Shot clock off, 28 seconds to go in the opening frame. All right, here's Mojica with it. Guarded beyond the arc. Pass goes down low to Perez. Trying to get it over to Fry and knocked away. Possession remains with the Honkers. Substitution coming in for Lost River. And I believe that's Holster checking back in. All right, inbound pass to Mojica. She drives to the rim and gets fouled. She'll be shooting a pair of free throws with 11 seconds to go in the first. So far tonight, TULELAKE 0 for 2 at the free throw line. And an opportunity to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza. If you're looking for a great place to eat, head to one of Abby's Legendary Pizza locations for some of the best pizza in the Klamath Basin at 1919 Austin Street or at 2226 Shalleck Street near OIT. Abby's Legendary Pizza is a proud supporter of high school sports. Both free throws no good, but Perez brings it out 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. A shot at the buzzer from Mojica is no good. And we will head to the second quarter, tied at 5. Lost River and Tule Lake continue their battle here in Merrill, Oregon next on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
Thread. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Glad to be with you, Josh Eldridge, along with Matt Bowling for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. After 1 quarter of play, Tule Lake and Lost River are tied up at 5. Both teams have been turnover happy in the first quarter. See if play here in the early season cleans up as this game goes on. Estrada into the game for the Raiders along with Gonzalez. That is Alana Gonzalez. She's the intended target for a pass that is taken away by Hernandez of Tule Lake, but she travels right away after the takeaway, so it'll remain Raiders ball. All right. Gonzalez with it for the Raiders. Now to Hernandez. Tries crossing it up and getting the ball inside. Outside to Gonzalez. A 3 is no good. And Perez to bring it up for the Honkers. Here's Savoya with it. Outside, the intended pass to Mojica goes out of bounds. And 2 quick turnovers for Tule Lake. And the Raiders get the basketball back. They're trying to press. Kicking the ball up the floor for the Raiders. Hawkins driving to the rim against Perez, and she is fouled. And so the sophomore heads to the line for her first trip to the penalty stripe today. So far, Lost River 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Picking the right path can make the journey easier, the distance shorter, and can assure that you end up at the right place. Whether you're dreaming of owning a home or you just want a great checking account, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union can help you reach your goals. First free throw from Hawkins off the mark. The second finds its way home, and the Raiders have the lead. They are up 6-5, 7:15 to go in the first half. Here's Tule Lake looking to respond. Great pass down low to Perez. Uncontested look at the rim, and she converts. Tule Lake takes the lead back. First points of the evening for Perez there. And it looks like Lost River to inbound at the baseline. It's taken away off the inbound, and a quick score for Tule Lake. Credit that one to Savoya. And Tule Lake expands upon this lead, now up by 3. Looks like, oh, go ahead.
Well, that time it was Lost River who was not quite careful enough with the inbound pass.
Yeah, quick steal and score from Savoya. 4 points for her tonight. Hawkins with it is going to travel on her way to the rim, and a turnover for the Raiders gives Tule Lake possession. Raiders look like they're thinking about breaking out their own version of a lighter press. They're going full court with it. Hernandez pressuring the ball all the way up the floor as it's dribbled by Hernandez for TULELAKE. Getting it down low to Perez. Trying to do it herself. A nice find down low, but the shot no good that time from Fry.
Oh, that was a great look.
And a whistle called, and I think we've got a Lost River player exiting the game. Must have been an official's timeout as TULELAKE maintains possession. Checking into the game for Lost Rivers, the first we're seeing of Julia Ayala. Inbound pass to Perez. Finding Fry again on that far side. That time not that good of a look, so she passes it back out. Now it's to Mojica. Down to Perez, a nice pass. Perez is fouled, and so she'll shoot two, but not that great look on a fantastic pass from Josefina Mojica. Perez's second trip to the free throw line. She was 0 for 2 on a previous trip, and make that 0 for 3 after that miss there. Here's the second attempt for Perez. That one also no good. And so it's Lost River. Down by 3 with 6 minutes to go in the second. Herring zips it over to Thompson, who travels again. Pass going ahead to Fry, dishing it back to Mojica, or pardon me, that's Chavoya. Pass to Perez, lofting it down to Chavoya. She drives all the way to the rim. Her layup attempt is no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it will remain TULELAKE ball with 5:40 to go in the second. Inbound pass to Perez. Double teamed, kicks it back outside, but gets it back along the perimeter. Perez tries to get it down low, but the pass taken away by Cassidy Vaughn, the freshman. Passes it ahead to Herring. Herring trying to get out in transition, but loses the dribble. Bounces it back outside to Vaughn. Back to Herring. Catch and shoot from the mid-range off the bounce, and it's good. First points for Herring tonight. Lost River still trailing TULELAKE 9-8, 5:07 to go in the second quarter. All right, here's Mojica bouncing it down low to Perez. That pass just a little bit wayward. Goes out of bounds, last touched by the Raiders. All right, here's Chavoya to inbound. Gonna find its way back to Chavoya. Takes a screen, a little bit too much on the shot, and the rebound is collected by Ayala. Pass for Lost River going ahead to Thompson, who knocks one down. And Lost River takes the lead 10-9. 3 points tonight for the sophomore Macy Thompson. Here's the Honkers. It's going to be Hernandez dissing it, trying to get it down low, but it's taken away by Hernandez. Raiders trying to push the pace a little bit. Pass goes outside to Ayala. Long two is no good. The rebound collected, saved, and put back by Thompson.
Wow.
Great sequence there for the Raiders as they lead by 3, and Coach Adrogo wants time. We'll take it with them. 4:10 to go in the second quarter, and Lost River leads 12-9 on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
Les Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Back with you at Lost River High School for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. With 4:10 to go in the second quarter, Lost River leads TULELAKE by 3. And it will be Honkers basketball as we come out of the break. Inbound pass is knocked out of bounds, I believe, by Perez. And so, oh no, pardon me, that was knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. And so it will remain TULELAKE ball. Perez to inbound, and she will get the pass back, shoving it ahead, trying to find, well, that was fine down low. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by the Raiders, and Perez will inbound on the sideline. Perez going to find Mojica, or pardon me, that was Chavoya. Now it's Hernandez spinning around on the far side, loses the dribble but brings it back out. Chavoya bouncing it to Perez down low. And Lost River stealing that one away. Moving up the floor is the freshman Vaughn. Stops beyond the key. She's going to kick it over to Holster. Now over to Hernandez. She fires away a long two that rolls around the rim and out. Lost River collects a foul there. It's their second of the quarter. Another change coming to the state of Oregon in high school basketball. No longer 7 fouls credited a half to a team that gets them into the bonus. It's now 5 per quarter. TULELAKE getting it down low to Perez, step to the rim, and she converts from close range. There's Vaughn trying to get it over to Overcash. Shoots over the defender and gets the bucket. 2:50 to go in the second and a 3-point game. Lost River leads 14-11. All right, Hernandez with it. Now it's going to be Perez at the baseline. Bouncing it into Chavoya, cutting to the rim. Her shot no good. The putback attempt no good by TULELAKE. Vaughn saves it from going out of bounds. And I think she might have been fouled before getting rid of it. And she was, so Raiders maintain possession. And to inbound, it'll be Holster. Here's Hernandez now for the Raiders. Kicking it back to Holster. She thought about a long two, has it knocked loose, but recollects. Now it's Vaughn. Back to Hernandez. Tries to get it back to Vaughn, not prepared for the pass, but Lost River collects in time. And walking is Holster trying to get the pass off. And another turnover on a traveling violation for Lost River. Inbound pass finds its way to Fry. Kicking it ahead to Sanchez. Has the ball picked away in the open floor, but I believe it will be another turnover for TULELAKE. Even though the scoring picking up a little bit here in this second quarter, I think each head coach would tell you that their team is just turning the ball over too much in the first half. Here's Thompson trying to get it down low, but the pass taken away by Perez. She lofts it ahead to Chavoya. Layup is no good, but she is fouled and will head to the line.
Well, that time Perez able to connect on the long pass.
Yeah, really led Chavoya with the pass much better that time. Got her pretty well in stride and was fouled. So, again, Chavoya to the line for 2. This is her first free throw attempts tonight. So far, TULELAKE is a team 0 for 6, now 0 for 7 after that miss from the free throw line.
Bit of a shameless plug here, Josh, but we did a feature story on Maritza Chavoya about a month ago on mybasin.com. She's had an outstanding volleyball career at TULELAKE, and this past year was able to play after overcoming a serious knee injury she suffered during last year's basketball season. She's going to have a chance to reach several statistical milestones in her senior year.
Exciting to see a player with such tenacity make her way back onto the hardwood. All right, here's Lost River with it. And that was Thompson trying to find an open player in the paint, but it's taken away by TULELAKE. Perez bringing it up for the Honkers, kicking it over to Chavoya. Now it's going to be Mojica with it. She takes a screen and roll by Perez. Her shot no good. And the rebound is collected by Lost River, and a foul by Perez, as she was really going after the basketball, but just got a little bit too aggressive, and the foul called. All right, here's Holster for the Raiders. Now to Thompson. Thompson with a quick pass into Overcash, but it's knocked away by TULELAKE. And a whistle is going to give the Honkers the basketball. Gym's starting to fill up a little bit here at Lost River High School. If you're watching on mybasin.com, appreciate you. But if you got nothing else to do on a Tuesday night, why don't you make your way out to Lost River High School and enjoy the festivities in Merrill. Should be a great rest of this game. And, of course, the boys up next, scheduled for a tip-off at 6:30. Of course, things subject to change in a doubleheader situation, but, of course, as close to 6:30 as we can. Here's TULELAKE with it, and a foul. And that looked like it was Hawkins. Just kind of ran right into Sanchez there and maybe a little bit banged up, but she looks okay. Well, we'll see. All right. So we will have a sub come in for the Honkers. And that looks like it's going to be a Drogo. Inbounding in on the far sideline is Hernandez, finds Perez. Under a minute now to go in the first half, and Lost River leads 14-11. Nice find to Chavoya inside, but she can't rein in the pass. Maybe a little bit high from Perez, and another TULELAKE turnover. Shot clock off with 31 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's going to be Holster to bring it up. Holster trying to loft it down low. A good find to Overcash. Second pass to Hernandez, no good, but finally a putback from Overcash is good. She leads all scorers so far tonight with 8 points. Her team up 16-11. TULELAKE trying to answer quickly. 3 seconds to go, and the pass intended for Chavoya is tipped away. And so that will stop the game clock at 2 4/10 of a second. We'll see if TULELAKE can try to fire off a quick shot. Inbound to Perez, and she will hold on to it until the end of the half. The score 16-11. The Raiders out in front of the Honkers. During our halftime break, we'll take a look at a few stats that we've got for you, as well as take a look at the nightcap tonight, as it'll be the varsity boys a little bit later on this evening. Once again, halftime 16-11. Lost River leads in the mybasin.com game of the week.
Sports kind of defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your
All right, back with you from Lost River High School. To score at halftime, the Raiders up over the Honkers 16-11. Leading all scorers on the floor out there right now is Betty K. Overcash, the senior, with 8 points so far tonight. Also for Lost River, 3 points from A.C. Thompson, 2 from Morgan Herring, and 1 on a made free throw from Illy Hawkins. Your scorers for the Raiders. Meantime, for the Honkers, we've got 4 points from each Mackenzie Perez and Maritza Chavoya. 3 points from Natalie Adrogo gives you your 11 for the TULELAKE Honkers. That second quarter, a little bit better on the scoring for each team. But I think both coaches would tell you that they're just turning the ball over too much. Not putting enough speed on some of these passes, I think, has really been the big thing so far.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, Lost River has been able to come in and steal a few passes. Just a little too soft. You know, you got to really, and that's something that I will say. That's something that Mackenzie Perez has been great at. You see her just slinging that thing halfway down the court. She's certainly distributing it well, but I think some of the others maybe just got to put a little more speed on it. Got to take a little more care with the inbounds, and certainly hasn't been TULELAKE. TULELAKE has gotten a couple also. But I think it's just sort of typical early season mistakes, and this at 16-11 is very much an early season slugfest.
Yeah, certainly. You say slugfest because, while some of these offenses are making mistakes, there's been consistent effort on the defensive side for both teams. We've seen a little bit of a press from both teams and decent rim protection as well from both squads tonight. Our score 16-11 at half. Once again, we're going to take a break on our halftime show. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about what to expect from the nightcap this evening. As you can see, both varsity boys teams warming up. They tip off at 6:30. We'll talk a little bit about that as we continue your coverage of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for me and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Welcome back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. At halftime tonight, team up ahead in front of Tulelake to the tune of 16-11. So you can see the varsity boys teams warming up down there on the floor right now. They are the nightcap this evening, and should be a good matchup there. Lost River, the boys team, well, they had quite the season last year, making it to the state playoffs, not quite to the state tournament, and handling Tulelake at their place last season 67-16, but a good opportunity for both teams to see each other in the early going. Again, we've kind of mentioned a few times, but these schools only about 5 miles apart and probably about 10 minutes apart. So lots of families in attendance, lots of neighbors in attendance. It's been a good night so far and excited for it to continue.
Yeah, no doubt. Jim's really been buzzing. I know sometimes it can be hard to get a lot of excitement going with a 16-11 game, but you know, the Tulelake fans have been pretty vocal. We can hear them from right underneath us. Lost River also bringing some energy, and you would expect that to only grow as we get ready for the boys' game.
And again, if you're just watching on mybasin.com and you have the opportunity to come on out, it's a beautiful Tuesday night. Why don't you come on out and join us at Lost River High School? Again, that game's scheduled for about 6:30. We're going to take one more break on our halftime show. When we come back, we'll be ready for third quarter action for the varsity girls contest. Again, Lost River up over Tulelake 16-11 on the mybasin.com game of the week.
They swap tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So throw it here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
All right, just about a minute away from third quarter action on mybasin.com. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Klamath Falls Subaru. Through the Subaru Love Promise and Subaru Share the Love events, Klamath Falls Subaru has donated thousands of dollars to dozens of hometown charities. Comfortable and not corporate at Klamath Falls Subaru. Stop by and say hi as we get ready for the third quarter tonight. Let's see here. Having a bit of issues with our scoreboard getting back up there. We'll see if we can get that fixed for you in just a moment. And we're back on mybasin.com as we just missed a little bit of the action. 18-14, Lost River still leads. We saw a three-pointer made by Lost River's, a three-pointer made by Mojica for Tulelake, and a bucket from Macy Thompson as well for Lost River. Gets us to 18-14 as we rejoin the action on the floor. It's going to be Holster bringing it up for Lost River. Vaughn, again, a little bit slow with the pass, trying to get it down low to Overcash, resulting in a turnover. And it'll be Tulelake basketball on the far sideline. Vaughn with the rebound after the miss from Tulelake. Now it's going to find its way over to Vaughn. Again, has that pass taken away. Tulelake with it. Shoving it ahead to Fine. One-on-one to the rim. It's no good. Ball out of bounds will, I believe, stay with Tulelake, and it does. Inbound pass finds its way to Fry. The shot no good. And that was Mojica with the attempted putback. That shot no good. Tied up underneath. Possession arrow points to Tulelake. It'll be Chavoya to inbound for the Honkers. They trail by 4 with 4:55 to go in the third quarter. Tulelake's inbounds taken away by Hernandez. Gets right in the way of it, and now a loose ball on the floor. Another held ball, this time going the way of Lost River. All right, it's going to be Herring bringing it up for the Raiders. Passes it over to Hernandez. Now to Holster, and a travel before she can get it off. Chavoya to inbound. Lost River with a little bit of a press. Worked nicely for them defensively in the first half. Now bringing it up in the third quarter. Pass down low. The shot missed. Fry with the rebound. And she's fouled on the putback attempt. So that will send Kayla Fry to the charity stripe for her first attempts of the night.
Another three-sport athlete for Tulelake. Led the volleyball team with 201 digs this fall. Second on the softball team with a .675 batting average, .772 on base percentage, and 30 stolen bases. Some electric players on that Tulelake softball team, Josh.
No doubt about it. Excited to see them here tonight. 0 for 2 trip at the free throw line from Fry. Tulelake has still yet to hit a free throw as Lost River travels. And again, those pair of misses from Tulelake makes them 0 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. All right, here the Honkers go. Now it'll be Lost River ball. Herring with it. Dishing it to Gonzalez. She tries to direct a little bit of traffic, but the Raiders keeping it beyond the arc. Bounce pass back over to Herring. Herring, double dribbles that time. And another turnover. All right, here's Tulelake. Perez shoving it ahead to Mojica. Tries to bounce it back down low to Perez, but the loose ball collected by Fry. Now here's Mojica with it to Perez. Back to Mojica. Tries to go to work against Thompson, and a foul on the shot. That'll give Mojica a couple of looks from the free throw line. Broadcast on mybasin.com, brought to you by Coldwell Banker, Home and Premier Realty. Little things can add up to big bills when you're buying, selling, or owning a home, and that's why Coldwell Banker, Home and Premier Realty's exclusive beyond the sale guarantees protect buyers, sellers, and homeowners from unexpected repair bills. To learn more, call Coldwell Banker, Home and Premier Realty today. One made free throw on that trip makes the score 18-15. Lost River still leads, and a turnover for the Raiders. Mojica trying to turn on the Jets, but hits the brakes in transition. Passing it now near side to Hernandez. Back to Mojica, has it taken away by Gonzalez. And a foul. Credit that one to Mojica. That should be the second team foul for the Honkers. Substitution coming in for Lost River as Overcash checks in for Thompson. And Herring to inbound finds Hernandez. Hernandez taking it into the far corner, beyond the arc, and double dribble. About the third consecutive time up the floor that Lost River has either double dribbled or traveled on the offensive end. TULELAKE, an opportunity here down low. The shot misses. The rebound collected by Mojica. Down low to Fry in the paint. Kicks it back outside to Hernandez, trying to get it to Perez. She cannot save the ball from going out of bounds, and the Raiders will take over. Substitution for Lost River. Julia Ayala comes in for Illy Hawkins. Here's Herring to inbound. Gonzalez feeling the pressure. Getting it to Hernandez. Pass goes ahead now to Ayala. She is going to be hounded by a couple of Honkers there, and in fact a held ball is called, and it'll be going the way of TULELAKE. 2:35 to go in the third quarter, and the Raiders still leading by 3. Perez to inbound. Lofting it high behind the defense. A look at the rim from Shavola. She can't convert. Rebound attempt by Fry. That's no good either. Remains a 3-point game. And I believe, on the open floor, they're going to call Mojica for reaching in. Mojica with the steal off the inbound. And TULELAKE takes possession. To inbound is Hernandez. Finding Frey. Tries to get it out to Perez, but she can't control the pass. And out of bounds it goes. Possession to the Raiders. Herring getting it close to Hernandez, and that'll be over and back. A lot of teachable moments for both teams. Doesn't feel like the strategy tonight has been the issue for either team, just small mental mistakes, which certainly can be ironed out. And another ball goes out of bounds there. All right, inbound pass to Hernandez. Back to Shavoya. Trying to bring it along the far side, driving to the rim herself, and she is fouled on the shot. Tonight's broadcast on MyBasin.com is brought to you by Harbor Isles Tennis and Golf Club. Harbor Isles Tennis and Golf Club have the most understanding personal trainers that you could ask for. They help you get motivated, and then their workouts make you feel accomplished all day long. Harbor Isles Tennis and Golf Club want you to lose those reins and get your gains. Substitution for the Raiders, and it looks like they're not going to give Shavola those free throws. They're changing that call to on the floor. Or not. Let's see. All right, we've decided to shoot free throws. And Shavoya to the line. She's 0 for 2 thus far this evening.
We talked about what a great volleyball career she's had. I want to highlight one thing especially. This season she had 468 assists. That's good enough for 16th in the NSCIF and 168th in all of California. To put that last number into some perspective for you, Josh, there's about 45,000 high school girls playing volleyball in California.
No doubt about it. We've got some incredible athletes on the floor tonight. How about the hops? The score from Mojica gives her 5 points.
And we're all tied up.
Under 2 minutes to go now in the third. And a loose ball on the other end. Lost River holds on to it, but that's going to be Ayala still pressured in the corner, and a held ball possession stays with the Raiders. Heads up defense from TULELAKE, allowing them to stay in this game. after that great play there from Mojica. Raiders to inbound. The pass intended for Overcash is knocked out of bounds. It will remain Lost River ball. Inbound pass to Gonzalez. And it's taken away by TULELAKE. Mojica with it, passing it to Chavoya. Trying to split the defense, but it's knocked loose. TULELAKE recovers. Pass goes to Fine. Up with the shot, and she's fouled. The shot attempt no good, so 2 at the free throw line for Kayla Fry. Or pardon me, that is McKenna Fine. First free throw's no good, so it remains a tied ball game. 1:21 to go in the third. And it's going to be Thompson checking in for Ayala for the Raiders. Finds second free throw off the back of the rim. It's no good. And it's going to be Overcash with the rebound for Lost River. Over to Hernandez. Ooh, trying to split the defense on the cross and is fouled on the floor. Nice move, trying to split up the defense there. All right, here's Holster to inbound. Trying to find Gonzalez, but it's taken away by Hernandez. TULELAKE in the far corner. It's going to be taken out of bounds. And it should be Lost River ball in front of their own bench. Holster to inbound again. Getting it close on the inbound to Overcash. Up with the shot. Tries to bank it in. It's no good. And Fry with the rebound. Throws it ahead to Hernandez. Now ahead to Fine. Her shot close to the rim. No good. Rebound is collected by TULELAKE, tossed outside, but it's taken away by Lost River. Gonzalez to the rim, it's good, and one.
Might be the biggest play of the game for Lost River. Gets them the lead back. And you saw the bench just exploded on that.
For good reason, again, giving their team a lead. It's the first points of the evening for Gonzalez. Her free throw attempt is no good. 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pass ahead for TULELAKE, an open look at the rim for Hernandez. She's fouled hard on the shot. And she'll head to the line. First opportunity at the free throw line for Morelli Hernandez, the sophomore. And her free throw, the first one, is good. Brings this one back to a 1-point ball game. Her second free throw, good as well. A perfect trip at the line ties up this ball game with 36.5 seconds to go in the third. And TULELAKE pressing here. Trying to get the ball back. It maintains in possession of the Raiders. Here's Gonzalez with it on the far side now to Hernandez. Kicking it over to Gonzalez. 20 seconds. About a second and a half separates shot and game clock. Pressured beyond the arc is Thompson and a foul. Fifth team foul for the Honkers, and that's going to earn Thompson a free throw here. And so a full bonus situation for Thompson, so she'll be shooting 2 free throws.
One of 6 Lost River softball players on this basketball team. Last spring they went undefeated in Special District 5. Earned a trip to the playoffs.
The second free throw rattles its way home. And Lost River reclaims the lead at 21-20. 10 seconds to go now in the third. TULELAKE trying to hurry up with it. Players on the ground, no whistle blown. A tie-up. It will remain TULELAKE ball with 5.5 seconds to go. All right, 5.5 seconds to go. TULELAKE looking for a quick shot. Finds Perez, catch and shoot. 3 is good, and TULELAKE takes a lead here in the third quarter after that made triple, and that'll send us to the fourth quarter. The fireworks starting to fly here in Merrill, Oregon. The side of the MyBasin.com game of the week. We go to the fourth quarter with TULELAKE up 23-21. Stay with us.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
And we welcome you back to the MyBasin.com game of the week. Score 23-21 as we enter the fourth quarter. TULELAKE down 5 at half, has stormed back to claim a 2-point advantage heading into the final quarter. There's a made triple from Mackenzie Perez that put TULELAKE up. She's got 7 points tonight. Lost River starts with possession, down 2. It's immediately knocked loose by Perez. She holds possession, and a held ball down low right about the free throw line. And it should be TULELAKE basketball. All right, Perez to inbound, finds Hernandez, storming her way up the far side of the court. Up against Holster. Trying to direct a little bit of the offense. Pass intended for Perez, knocked loose, recollected by TULELAKE. The shot, first shot no good, but on the putback is Kayla Frey, and TULELAKE builds out a 4-point lead, 25-21. 7:26 to go in the fourth, and a double dribble on the far side by the freshman Cassidy Vaughn. And Lost River, while they were leading the game, those turnovers not as costly, but now trailing in the fourth, those things start to add up. Here's TULELAKE. Bounce pass intended for Fry, taken away by Herring, and a foul. I believe this is going to be against Chavalia. And it is. Lost River with it. Inbound pass goes to Vaughn. Vaughn back to Herring. Herring trying to bounce it down low to Overcash. Loose ball taken away by TULELAKE. Perez with the overhand pass into Fine, and she is going to travel. Oh, what a great pass from Perez, all for naught.
I'll tell you what, Josh. If the northern section ever takes after some of the other sections in California and adds girls flag football, I want to see Mackenzie Perez at quarterback. She has dropped some dimes tonight.
Really great overhand passes. You don't see that too often, and she's been on point for most of the evening. TULELAKE with the press. Lost River trying to get it ahead to Thompson, but it's knocked out of bounds by Kayla Fry. And we've got timeout on the floor. We'll take it too. TULELAKE leads 25-21 with 6:53 to go in the fourth on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
In the fourth quarter, and TULELAKE leads Lost River 25-21. 6:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. TULELAKE is just taking better care of the basketball here in the second half. And they've also gotten a little bit more consistent from the free throw line to build themselves a 4-point lead. Here's Morgan Herring, the senior, bouncing it to the freshman Vaughn. Now trying to get it down low to Thompson. Thompson zips one over to Holster, and she's fouled. Holster getting her first opportunity at the free throw line tonight. Lost River hasn't had too many opportunities overall. They're just 1 for 3, now make it 2 for 4 after that make. Substitution coming in, Vaughn to the bench, and in comes Amaris Hernandez. Rebound after the miss goes out of bounds. Possession to TULELAKE. Lost River trying to get the press of their own working. Again, worked for them in the first half. But this time, Herring a little bit aggressive on the inbound. She'll collect the foul. And I believe that might spell the end of the night for Herring, picking up her 5th foul. Senior exits the game with 2 points tonight. Here's Perez to inbound. Now it's Chavoya. Has it knocked away by Hernandez, but can't control it. The loose ball is last touched by Hernandez. Possession remains with the Honkers. Perez to inbound, leading Chavoya, but she can't catch up to the bounce pass. Out of bounds, it'll be Raiders basketball. All right, inbound pass going to Hernandez, now to Gonzalez. Trying to bounce it to Thompson. Well beyond the arc, zipping it down low to Gonzalez. Trying to bring it around the perimeter. Now to the baseline. Trapped down there before getting it out to Holster. Pass intended down low to Overcash, but again picked away by TULELAKE. Pass goes ahead to Fine, and she travels once more. Another look in the open floor for McKenna Fine. Can't convert, but she does get in the way defensively. Knocks it out of bounds and breaks up Lost River's momentum into the front court, and I believe gives TULELAKE possession of the basketball. Perez to inbound. All right, the inbound pass is collected by Hernandez. Back to Perez. TULELAKE going to try to take their time a little bit, but Perez tries to force it inside to Fine, and it's taken away by Thompson. Tries to get it to Overcash. The shot from Overcash is good. 10 points for Overcash. And now the score 25-23. Shot on the other side from TULELAKE, no good. And it's Overcash with the rebound. Now it's going to be Hernandez. A chance to take the lead here. Shot at and missed by Holster. Rebound collected by Perez. Savoya down low to Fry. And a foul. In comes Illy Hawkins for Lost River. Quick inbound pass to Fry. Bounce pass to Fine, that's no good. Fry with the rebound, that's no good either. Lost River controlling the glass, and Thompson is going to be fouled on the rebound. Fourth team foul for Lost River. Next one puts, or pardon me, for the Honkers, next one puts Lost River in the bonus. Fine checks out, and Mojica checks in for TULELAKE. Holster to inbound for the Raiders. Tries to get it into Hernandez, trapped in front of the TULELAKE bench. The ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay. Oh, pardon me, it'll go to TULELAKE rather. Here's Hernandez, trying to get it to Fry. She does. The shot is bothered by Hawkins. Loose ball collected by Lost River, and it'll be Hernandez to bring it up for the Raiders. Pass to Hawkins. Pump fakes, get the defender off their feet. Now inside to Holster. Loses it on the drive and travels. Perez to inbound. Lost River trying to get the defense back. They know Perez can get that ball up the floor quickly. She brings it up. Crosses half court, picked up by the defender Holster. Pass intended for Mojica is knocked out of bounds by Thompson. 4:14 to go in the fourth, and TULELAKE up by 1. Perez to inbound once more. Trying to get it down low, but the pass taken away by Lost River. Now ahead to Hawkins. She loses the dribble in the open floor. Saved from going out of bounds by Fry, and a scramble for it, and a foul. I think they're going to call this one against Perez. And they are. Just trying to dive for the ball in the open floor. Perez whacked for the foul. That'll be her third. That'll also put the Raiders at the free throw line as Macy Thompson heads to the charity stripe. And it looks like we've got timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. Again, 4:05 to go in the fourth, and TULELAKE leads by 1. Stick with us on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back with you at Lost River High School for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. First of a doubleheader tonight as the varsity boys set to play next, but right now we've got a close one. Lost River trailing by 1, 25-24, and a chance to tie for Thompson. Can't make it, but she does get a second opportunity.
Wonder if TULELAKE was maybe trying to ice the shooter a little bit there with that timeout.
Second free throw. Out then in, back out then in. Rolls around, ties the game at 25. Under 4 minutes to go, and TULELAKE with it. It's Fry, dribbles around the defense, a beautiful look at the rim, and she's there for it. Fry with 4 points tonight gives her team a 2-point lead. TULELAKE now pressing on defense. Trying to get it ahead to Holster. Holster to Hernandez. Behind the defense, but won't take advantage. Hernandez now to Gonzalez. Gonzalez bouncing it to Thompson. Thompson trying to drive baseline. Up with the shots, no good. Rebound is collected by Gonzalez, but she will travel. Tough spot to commit an error like that.
Well, TULELAKE's got a nice fan section behind their bench. Looks like mostly students, and they were making some noise on that last possession.
Love to see the student sections turn out. It's been a great one so far for the crowd here at Lost River High School. Chavoya getting around the defense. Up off the glass, no good. And it's Thompson with the rebound. Holster trying to race past the D. She does. Dribbles all the way in. Gets it over to Thompson. She shoots from mid-range, no good. Hawkins with the rebound. She can't convert. And a foul down low. And it looks like Lost River collects the foul on the offensive end. Hawkins out and Vaughn in for the Raiders. And Perez to inbound for TULELAKE. Pass ahead to Fry. Fry kicks it to Hernandez. Back to Mojica. Or pardon me, Chavoya. And I think that it's a stoppage of play. I think might have been a timeout that's not credited and a whistle. Regardless, it's TULELAKE ball. Hernandez with the inbound. Quick pass to Fry. Outside to Perez. A three. Won't go. And Thompson with the rebound. Here's Holster. Bothered by Perez. Kicks it ahead to Hernandez. She splits up the defense. Brings it back out beyond the arc. Now to Holster. Gets it on the near side to Thompson. Thompson trying to go baseline, and Perez blocks her. Collects the foul. And Perez, I believe that'll be her fourth foul. And sixth for the Honkers. Will earn a pair of free throws for Thompson. She is 3 for 6 tonight at the free throw line. An opportunity to tie. Won't be able to do it this trip as she misses her first. But that has been the story every trip so far, missing the first and making the second. We'll see if the pattern prevails for Macy Thompson. It does. 27-26, TULELAKE leads Lost River, 2:14 to go in the fourth. Here's Chavoya with it, and she will travel. Holster passing it ahead to Thompson. Up off the glass, won't go, and TULELAKE collects the rebound. It's Chavoya. Bouncing it ahead to Mojica, now to Perez. Under 2 to go now in the fourth. 1 point ball game. Perez going to work on the baseline. Up with the shot, won't go. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's going to be the one to bring it up the floor for the Raiders. They try to take the lead. Up with the shot, no good. The second shot, no good. And TULELAKE with it. 2-on-2 in the fast break. Pass ahead to Hernandez. It's loose. Scramble for the ball on the far side, and Lost River collects.
I think that last Raiders shot was blocked by Mojica.
Good effort on defense. TULELAKE trying to cling on to a 1-point lead. Vaughn driving to the basket. She's fouled. The freshman shooting a pair of free throws to tie and potentially take the lead. Substitution coming in for TULELAKE. As a matter of fact, that was Perez's 5th foul, so her night is over.
Cassidy Vaughn, one of 2 freshmen on this Lost River team. Basketball not her only talent, though. She's also a photographer. I'll give you a quick look at some of her work. As she misses the first free throw, you can find her on Instagram. The handle escapes me for the moment.
It's pineappleshots.co.
Pineapple.shots.co. Some really great stuff on there.
Back in the gym, misses both free throws, and still a 1-point lead for TULELAKE. Inbound pass is taken away by Lost River. Hernandez with it, bouncing it over to Vaughn. Mid-range jumper off the glass, no good. Fine with the rebound. And a whistle. What'll likely be a held ball, we'll see. And that is the case. Possession to the Raiders. Under a minute to go in the 4th, 1-point game. Lost River an opportunity to take the lead. And we've got time. We'll be right back for the final minute of play from Lost River High School. You've got the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Under a minute to go in the 4th quarter. The MyBasin.com Game of the Week. The TULELAKE Honkers leading over Lost River. Certainly doesn't feel like a road game for TULELAKE. You can hear their student section getting active in the final minute of this one.
Lost River student section getting just as active.
Love to see this kind of back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing better than competing student sections at the high school level. And Lost River to inbound. An opportunity at the lead, and an errant inbound pass will give TULELAKE the ball with 56 seconds to go. Lost River pressing. It's going to be Shavoya. Now getting it ahead to Hernandez. In the corner, loose ball. Last touched by Lost River. It'll maintain TULELAKE possession. And it'll be Shavoya to inbound right in front of her own bench. Inbound goes to Mojica, back to Shavoya. Well beyond the arc. And a blocking foul by Holster. She's playing tough defense and collects the foul. It is only the 4th Raider foul, I believe, so TULELAKE not quite in the bonus, but the next foul puts them there. Inbound pass to Mojica on the far side, terminates the dribble, bouncing it down low to Fry. Loose ball, and we've got a held ball. Possession to the Raiders. And with 35 seconds even, we'll see how Lost River decides to approach this with the shot clock off. But before we do, TULELAKE going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 1 point ball game. TULELAKE leading 27-26. The conclusion of this one when we come back on My Basin.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
A conclusion to a great basketball game lies ahead as TULELAKE leads Lost River 27-26. And the shot clock off. And TULELAKE with possession coming out of the break. Mojica. Lost River trying to force a turnover. 28 seconds and they get their turnover. Hernandez with it. Passing it ahead to Holster. Loose ball underneath the basket. And they're going to call a foul. Let's see where this one goes. I believe this is going against Fry. That should earn Lost River chances at the free throw line. Alana Gonzalez to the penalty stripe to tie and potentially take the lead in the late going. Oh for 1 at the free throw line so far tonight. Here's the biggest one. It misses. Still an opportunity to tie with 20 seconds left. Second free throw, no good. What do we got here? Looks like maybe a lane violation, and it's TULELAKE ball. See how much time Lost River gives to try to create this turnover. Pass going ahead to Fine. 15 seconds now. Fine terminates the dribble. Kicks it to Chavoya. Now to Mojica. 5 seconds. They've got a foul, or 3 seconds. And a foul finally with 1.8 to go. Lost River waiting quite some time to get that foul.
Yeah, they waited way too long to foul there. I'm not sure. I mean, it's pretty loud down on that end of the court with both student sections going back and forth. I'm not sure. Maybe they just didn't hear Tuesday Herring yelling for the foul, but big mistake.
Up 2 now after the made free throw from Mojica. She gets another one. Wonder if you missed this one on purpose, but she drives it home. 3-point lead. It's going to have to be a quick shot, and it is no good. TULELAKE escapes with a 3-point victory, 29-26. We'll be back to recap this one for you and get ready for the nightcap next as we continue your coverage of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Back with you at Lost River High School, continuing coverage of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. The Honkers escaping with a narrow victory, 29-26 over the Raiders. We'll start with your leading scorers for TULELAKE tonight. 7 points for Josefina Mojica and Mackenzie Perez. 5 points for Maritza Chavoya. 4 points for Kayla Frey. 3 from Natalia Drogo. And 2 from Morelli Hernandez. For Lost River tonight, 10 points from Betty K. Overcash, 8 from Macy Thompson, 2 from each of Alana Gonzalez and Morgan Herring, and 1 from Madison Holster and Illy Hawkins. Frankly, this one came down to just less mistakes made by TULELAKE in narrow fashion. They come away with the win.
I think that's an accurate assessment, Josh. I mean, perhaps the biggest mistake of all by Lost River at the very end there was waiting too long to foul. I think there was about 1 point, under 2 seconds on the clock when they finally fouled. And, again, it's early in the season. There are going to be some mental mistakes like that, but unfortunate that in this case you get one that costs you the game, essentially. Or at the very least, costs you a shot to come back and maybe tie the game or take the lead.
Lost River exits with the loss. That drops them to 0-2 on the season. TULELAKE with the win, they improved to 3-2 on the year. That's about does it for our coverage of the girls' game, but encourage you to stay with us tonight on MyBasin.com as our coverage from Lost River High School continues as the boys warming up. We'll be back with you with some pregame coverage in just a minute as we are joined by the radio audience as well on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. Tip-off coming in about 12 minutes. We'll be back before that. Again, the final score for the girls, TULELAKE ahead 29-26. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome, basketball fans, to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. So glad to be with you as we've got a good one for you tonight. At Lost River High School, the TULELAKE Honkers taking on the Lost River Raiders. My name is Josh Eldridge. So glad to be with you tonight, joined by Matt Bowling, and should be a great one tonight as we debut the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on, of course, MyBasin.com, also on air on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. Got to look at a schedule coming up for the rest of the week, but of course we start things tonight with the Raiders and the Honkers going at it. Only about 5 minutes, about 10 minutes and 5 miles separate these schools. We've got a great turnout tonight at Lost River High School. Both student sections have been into it so far, and looking forward to a great matchup this evening as we take our first break on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. When we come back, we'll take a little bit of a look at what we saw from these teams last year in an attempt to see what we can expect tonight, as well as starting lineups and tip-off coming at you in just a little bit. Again, this is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
Sports was kind of defined me as a person. I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9. Take on the TULELAKE Honkers. Again, I'm Josh Eldridge along with you, and Matt Bowling here for the call as a pair of Basin teams in a great community matchup. We just got done with the girls varsity contest, a game in which TULELAKE edged out Lost River 29-26. Began around the second quarter, but this student section, this crowd here at Lost River High School really got into it. We're here for a fun environment tonight, Matt.
Yeah, Game of the Week really living up to its billing so far. That was a thrilling end to the girls' game. As you said, a lot of energy from both student sections. It really almost felt like a playoff atmosphere there late in the fourth quarter. Great to see in early December. Should be a similarly exciting game between these two boys' teams.
Certainly hoping for it. Last time these two teams squared off was, well, about this time last year. It was the first game of the season for Lost River, and that would have been November 30th of 2022, a game in which Lost River took care of handedly, 67-16. And as you kind of compare these two squads, Lost River, much more of a fast-paced team. They really like to fill up the buckets, and they will score quick. TULELAKE, it's more of the opposite. They don't tend to score as many points, but they do tend to play a little bit stauncher defense, at least if you're just looking at the scorebook for this team's history. Today, Lost River enters play 1-0 on the young season. They were at the Holiday Hoops Classic at Cross Point Christian School, took care of business against New Hope, 75-23. Meantime, for Tulelake, they've started the season 0-2. Their defense hasn't been where they've liked it to be so far, surrendering 64 points twice and losing by just about 30 points on each occasion. So an opportunity and almost a home environment tonight at Lost River High School. Hopefully a chance to rebound for those TULELAKE Honkers. We're going to take one more break on the pregame show. When we come back, and tip-off. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first.
Just a couple of minutes away from tip-off for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week as we meet the starting five for the TULELAKE Honkers. Wearing number 1, a senior, Leo Leone. Number 4, a senior, Max Garcia. Number 5, a junior, Tony Loza. Number 11, a junior, Daniel Garcia. And number 15, a senior, Brian Perez. The TULELAKE Honkers are coached by Sean Cross. Now the starting lineup for the home team, Lost River Raiders. A senior, number 1, Emmett O'Brien. Number 4, a junior, Tate Freeman. Number 23, a senior, Connor Dunley. Number 33, another senior, Chase McAuliffe. And number 40, a junior, Caden Hartman. The Lost River Raiders are coached by Brad Johnson.
Well, in keeping with the theme of multi-sport athletes that we saw in the girls' game, there are 4 players in the Lost River lineup tonight that were on the state championship football team from this season. A back-to-back state championship football team, I should say. Also, I think I counted 3 players from Tulelake that were on both the NSCIF champion boys soccer team and the NSCIF 8-man finalists football team this fall.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because at this point in the season, you know, you're a few weeks removed from football at this point, but still maybe an expedited practice schedule for each of these teams, having so many players in the football team. So curious to see how they look so early in the season. Lost River wins the opening tip in their home white uniforms. Tulelake wearing their road blues tonight. A quick pass on the interior to Hartman. Now finds its way back outside to Hartman beyond the key. Pass comes near side to O'Brien. Eventually find its way inside to Freeman. Outside for a catch-and-shoot 3 from Dunley is no good, and Tulelake collects the glass. The Honkers tonight going from left to right across your radio dial. All right, here's O'Brien dribbling right. He's going to find Perez in the near corner, and now it's Leone. Leone dishing it to Loza. Trying to get it down low. Loose ball is taken up by Garcia. Passes it down low, but nobody's home. A turnover, and it'll be Lost River basketball.
Garcia and Loza not quite on the same page there. Loza had moved to a different spot on the court, was expecting the ball.
All right, it's Hartman with it now on the right wing, kicking it to O'Brien. Finds its way to Dunley on the near side, tries to zip it down low to Freeman, but good defensive effort by Loza to break up the passing lane and knock that one out of bounds. It'll be Lost River to inbound underneath their own basket. Inbound pass goes to McAuliffe, tries to climb the ladder, can't convert on the dunk. Rebound collected by Freeman. His putback attempt no good, but there's McAuliffe, at times slamming it home. 2 points for the Raiders to get things started in this one. 6:57 to go in the first. All right, here's Leone with it for Tulelake. Passing it down near side to Garcia. Guarded on the near side wing. Bounces it down to Perez. Perez lofting it over to Loza in the near corner, and they lose it. Pass now goes ahead to Lost River. Inside to Freeman. He lays it up and in. 4-0 lead for Lost River early. 6:35 to go in the first.
Nice passing up the court there.
This team loves to push the tempo, and this time showing it off early. All right, here's Tulelake with it. It's near side to Leone. Fires a quick triple. It's good. An answer from Tulelake. Trying to pass it ahead to Freeman. Running the court, but the pass goes out of bounds, and the Honkers take possession. 6:15 to go in the first. Lost River up 4-3. Here's Leone bringing it up now for the Honkers. Picked up well beyond half court, dishes it over to Loza, finds its way to Perez in the far corner. Interior pass and the shot no good, but there for the putback is Loza, and Tulelake claims the lead 5-4 with 5:57 to go in the first. All right. Here's Dunley bringing it up, dishing it over to O'Brien. Now it's into McAuliffe. McAuliffe getting it down low to Freeman, who bullies his way to the bucket and converts. 4 points for Freeman. His team up 6-5 over Tulelake. 5:40 to go in the first. Leone bringing it up. Guarded quickly by Hartman. Interior pass. Dishes it back outside to Leone. Leone trying to go to work against Hartman beyond the key. Lost River in a bit of a zone defense here. Leone still got it on the right wing. Dishing it over to Garcia. Garcia kicking it over to Loza. Catch and shoot three. That one's off the mark. All right, here's Dunley bringing it up the floor. Getting it quickly to O'Brien. Tries to get it down low to McAuliffe, but the pass awry. It's taken away by Tulelake. Loza racing up the floor. He bounces it over to Leone. Leone brings it back around top of the key, trying to reset this Tulelake offense. Gets it to Garcia. Catch and shoot three, rattles home. 8-6. And Tulelake leads these teams trading buckets early. 4:52 to go in the first. And here's McAuliffe. That's Dunley. Now it's a three by Freeman off the side of the backboard. No good. Perez with the rebound. Has a little bit trouble corralling it, but finally gets it to Leone. He brings it up the floor for Tulelake. Leone takes a screen going to his right. Switches to his left hand. Lofting it far side to Loza. Loza back to Leone. Now bouncing it to Garcia. Catch and shoot three from the same spot, and he nails it. Tulelake feeling happy from distance. They lead by 5, 11-6, 4:17 to go in the first. All right. Here's Dunley with it. Dunley trying to get it to O'Brien. And now it's back to Dunley. Dunley zipping it inside to McAuliffe. McAuliffe puts it on the deck. Back outside to Dunley. Dunley driving the right block, has it knocked away. Freeman collects the loose ball, and he's hacked on the shot. He'll head to the line.
Well, this is already far from the defensive rock fight we saw in the girls' game. Tulelake lighting it up from three early.
Already 3 made triples. And the free throw attempt by Freeman is no good. Got a substitution coming in for Tulelake as Silva checks into the game. Freeman's second free throw is good. 11-7, Tulelake leads. 3:51 to go in the first. And here's Leone. Guarded by McAuliffe. Dishing it over to Loza. Now back to Leone, top of the key. Brings it back around, now dishes it to Silva on the left wing. Bouncing it down low. Quick pull up from Garcia, and he hits it. Garcia hot to start this one. His team up 13-7, 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Pass finds its way to Freeman down low, close to the rim, can't convert, gets his own rebound, the hoop and the harm for Freeman. So Freeman to the line for one. 3:18 to go in the first, his team trailing 13-9. Freeman's free throw is good. Down to a three-point game, and subs coming in for Lost River. It looks to be Bo Sanders in for Freeman. And here's TULELAKE bringing it up. Leone guarded by McAuliffe once more. Dishing it near side to Garcia. Garcia back to Leone. Getting it far side to Loza. Back to Leone, taking the screen. And we've got a timeout called by Coach Cross. We'll take one as well. Both teams getting it in early. 13-10 the score with 3 minutes to go in the first, and TULELAKE leads. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 AGO.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Back into the action at Lost River High School. TULELAKE leading the Raiders 13-10. 2:57 to go in the first, and the Honkers got the ball to start this resume in the action. But an errant pass is taken away by Sanders. Here are the Raiders. Pass comes over to O'Brien. O'Brien finds Sanders. Back to O'Brien. He zips it over to Dunley. Dunley along the right side wing. Sanders back top of the key. Now it's going to find its way to Sanders. Here's Hartman. Hartman down low to McAuliffe, kicks it back out to O'Brien. His triple offline, and rebound goes to TULELAKE. Here's Loza trying to push the pace for the Honkers. High off the glass, his shot no good, and the rebound collected by O'Brien. Here's the Raiders. Their turn to race up the floor. Dunley with the shot. He's fouled. Connor Dunley to the line for two. A great time for us to remind you that today's broadcast brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety checklist. That's why Les Schwab does more than install just tires and wheels. You can come on in for a free pre-trip safety check, and they'll help make sure that everything is in working order at Les Schwab Tires. 3 locations in the Klamath Basin on Washburn Way, on South 6th Street, and here in Merrill. They've been doing the right thing since 1952. All right, we've got McAuliffe checking out in favor of Freeman for the Raiders. First free throw from Dunley off the mark, and the second one on the way. That one rattles out, no good, and the Honkers collect the rebound. Here's Leone with it. 13-10, TULELAKE leads, 2 minutes to go in the first. Over to Garcia. Garcia in the far corner to Perez. Perez putting it on the deck. Kicks it now near side to Garcia. Garcia finds its way over to Loza. Now it's Garcia in the far corner, trying to go to work against Dunley. Loses the dribble. Outside to Perez. Beautiful pass into Garcia, and they convert. Garcia feeling it early. He's already got 10 points in the ball game. His team up 15-10 with 1:37 to go in the first. And a travel on the other end for Lost River. I believe that was Bo Sanders picking up the penalty. And a substitution coming in for the Raiders. It looks like that'll be Chase McAuliffe checking in for Bo Sanders. It'll be Leone once again crossing the timeline for TULELAKE. Screen going right, now into the corner. Stops, kicks it over to Perez. Perez trying to get it back outside to Leone. Splitting up the defense, going to the cup. Off the glass, it's no good. McAuliffe cleans up the boards. Kicks it ahead to Dunley. Dunley now bringing it up to Lost River. Zips it inside to Freeman. Outside to Jenkins. Now it's over to Dunley. He fires from range and nails it. 15-13. TULELAKE still leads, a minute to go in the first. All right, here is Leone with it. Dribbling to his right. Guarded by Freeman. Freeman getting close on defense, and I believe he's going to force Leon to step out of bounds. Good, tough defense from the junior, Tate Freeman. Sub coming in for Lost River. Out goes Hartman, and in comes Emmett O'Brien. It's going to be Chase Dunley to bring it up the floor. Now it's Freeman getting it down to McAuliffe, and a foul. Looks like it's going to be called on Silva. Inbound pass quickly to Dunley. Zips it down to McAuliffe. Fadeaway jumper's just short. Rebound Freeman. He can't get the putback. There's McAuliffe with the rebound, and he finally gets it. Tied up at 15 with 30 seconds to go in the first. Here's Leon. Leon driving the right side. Kicks it out. The shot is good. Nice shot from Silva. Gives Tulelake the lead, 17-15. 12 seconds to go in the first. Here's Dunley. Dunley kicks it over to O'Brien. Down low to McAuliffe. McAuliffe kicks it back outside. Catch and shoot three from Jenkins off the mark. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Back and forth we go. It's 17-15. Tulelake leads Lost River. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
We join the second quarter already in progress. Tulelake leads 17-15 over Lost River. In the MyBasin Game of the Week on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. The Honkers start with possession but promptly turn it over. Here's O'Brien taking it himself up off the glass. It's no good. Rebound collected by O'Brien. He's going to kick it over to Hartman. Hartman down low to Freeman. And a whistle. And we'll see where this way is going. It looks like it's going to remain in possession of the Raiders. And it will. Hartman to inbound. I believe they're going to call the foul on Eric Salazar. All right, here we go. Hartman to inbound. Going to find it down low to McAuliffe. Can't get the first attempt, and he's fouled on the putback. That'll send McAuliffe to the line for a pair.
We talked about four of these Lost River starters contributing to the football state championship. Well, Chase McAuliffe was the starting quarterback and defensive back for the Raiders. He was named the most outstanding player for the game. Completed 12 of 15 passes for 18 yards and 2 touchdowns while running the ball 17 times for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Makes 1 of 2 at the free throw line here. And the Honkers have got it. It's Loza with it on the left wing, trying to zip it down to Garcia. Back outside to Loza. Head fakes a 3, but loses the dribble. And now it's going to be back to Leon. Guarded well beyond the arc by Freeman. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Leon has it knocked away. Hartman with it. Kicks it ahead to Freeman, but a little bit too much on that pass as Loza picks it up. Kicks it out near side to Leon. Leon guarded by Freeman. Dribbles. Shot from 14. The floater no good. McAuliffe with the rebound. Here's Hartman. Kicking it near side to Dunley. Dunley back top of the key to Hartman. Zipping it over to O'Brien. Now it's McAuliffe in the corner. Finding its way back to Dunley. Now Hartman in the near corner for 3. It's good. Lost River reclaims the lead, 19-17, 6:27 to go in the second. First points of the night for Hartman. Here's Leone, kicking it over to Loza. Back to Leone, dribbling right with it, trying to split up the defense, passes it outside to Garcia, now back to Leone. Long range triple, back iron, no good, and Loza collects the rebound. Back to Leone, guarded by Freeman. The two just playing a bit of catch now. It's Leone on the left side wing. Going to get near side to Salazar. Now Leone trying to cut up the defense. Bounce pass goes inside. Shot no good. Lost River with the rebound. Hartman trying to throw it ahead to Freeman, but it's taken away by Salazar. Now TULELAKE trying to take advantage, but they slow things down. Setting up the offense. A bit of a difference from what we saw in that first quarter. Garcia on the left elbow, dribbles inside, has it stripped away, and it's picked up by Hartman. Hartman going along the far side of the floor, taking it himself. Oh, beautiful pass to O'Brien, but a whistle before the pass, and Hartman was fouled. I think it'll be on the floor, it looks like. And it is, so Hartman will inbound. Again, his team up by 2. 19-17 with 5:23 to go in the second. Substitution coming in for TULELAKE is Brian Perez. Checks back into the game. And we've also got Sanders in for Lost River. Here's Dunley with it, kicking it near side to O'Brien. Finally lofting it inside to McAuliffe. Back outside. O'Brien zipping it far side to Dunley. Dunley lofting it down low to McAuliffe. Kicks it outside, now finds its way to O'Brien, fires a triple, that's no good. McAuliffe with the rebound, up off the glass and in. 21-17, Lost River leads, 4:59 to go in the second. 7 points tonight for McAuliffe. Here's Garcia, trying to get it down low, but the pass taken away by Lost River. Dunley now, moving it up the far side of the floor, takes it out beyond the arc. Lofting it near side to O'Brien. Gets it to McAuliffe. Drives left baseline. Back outside to O'Brien. Now it's a 3 from Hartman. He cashes in. 7-point lead for Lost River. 24-17. 4.5 to go in the second. Here's Leone. Takes the screen going right. Gets to the baseline. Kicks it to the cutting Salazar. Up off the glass. It's no good. Rebound collected by Sanders. Pass down to O'Brien. He gets the shot and the foul. O'Brien headed to the line for a 3-point play. And in the second quarter so far, we've seen TULELAKE maybe put a pause on the pace of play, whereas Lost River has really put the pedal to the metal. We've got a timeout on the floor. 26-17 the score. 4:07 to go in the second. Lost River leads. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
Introducing Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Back with you at Lost River High School for our continuing coverage of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. The Raiders on an 11-0 run right now. They've built themselves up a 9-point advantage here in the second quarter.
Emmett O'Brien heading to the free throw line. Another important contributor on the football team. He was the starting tight end and defensive back. 2 receptions, 33 yards, plus 4 tackles and 2 pass breakups in that state championship win.
His free throw attempt is good. Lost River leads by 10, 27-17, 4 minutes to go in the second. All right, here's Leone with it now for TULELAKE. Brings it along the right side. Takes the screen going right. Finds Sandoval. Back to Leone. Brings it around top of the key. Guarded by Hardman. Bounce goes down low to Garcia. Throws it up off the glass. That's no good. Salazar with the rebound. He can't put it back. And Lost River takes it away. Here's Hartman. He brings it across half court for Lost River. Pass comes near side now to Sanders. Trying to get it inside to Freeman. Loose ball collected by Hardman. Lost River, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Now it's Freeman in the far corner. Trying to drive baseline, and he gets fouled on the drive. And it'll remain Lost River ball underneath the bucket. And that'll be 5 team fouls for Lost River. And that should earn free throws if my understanding of the new rules is correct. And so, yeah, along with the shot clock addition in the state of Oregon, another change coming is it's no longer 7 team fouls in a half that get teams into the bonus. It's 5 per quarter. And we saw in the girls' game how that affected things later on. More free throws were just shot overall in that game, as Freeman misses the first free throw there. Just another thing for Oregon basketball teams to adjust to in this season. Freeman's second free throw is good. 28-17, and the Raiders lead. 3:21 to go in the first. All right, Garcia kicking it to Garcia. Now it's over to Perez. Perez to Garcia, trying to zip it down low, but the pass awry and out of bounds. It'll be Raiders ball. Dunley taking it into the front court for the Raiders. Now it's Hardman dribbling right. He's going to kick it over to Jenkins. Down low to McAuliffe. Pump fakes. Kicks it out to Dunley. He fires from range. Front iron no good, and the rebound collected by Garcia. Garcia to Leone, but taking it away is Dunley. Dunley one-on-one in the fast break. Beautiful step to the rim is just short. Ball goes out of bounds.
Man, he was trying a little Euro step there, but sent it off the bottom of the rim.
Just didn't get far enough on that lead step, but a good idea, and Lost River maintains possession. Inbound pass goes top to Jenkins, now to Freeman in the far side. Freeman now back to Jenkins, to Dunley. Now over to Hartman. He fires a triple unguarded. That's no good, and Garcia collects the rebound for TULELAKE. Here come the Honkers. Gets it over to Sandoval. Now it's Garcia. Ball goes out of bounds, and possession will remain with TULELAKE. It'll be Garcia to inbound in front of the Lost River bench. Lofting it high to Leone. Gets around the defense. Bounce pass down low to Silva. He will get fouled, and pardon me, that wasn't Silva, that was Adrian Garcia, the junior, collecting the pass, going up for the shot and getting hacked. He'll go to the line for 2.
Adrian Garcia, an all-Evergreen League football player for TULELAKE, led the Honkers with 10 sacks this fall.
Yeah, he looks like a defensive lineman.
Helps them get to the NSCIF 8-man championship game.
His first free throw was no good. That one rattles out as well. Score remains 28-17, 2:11 to go in the second, and Lost River leads TULELAKE. O'Brien zipping it near side to Hartman. Finds McAuliffe cutting to the rim. Gets the pass off the glass. It's in for McAuliffe. 30-17, Lost River leads. A minute 53 to go in the second. All right, Garcia in the corner. Passes to Garcia. Steps back from 12. Clinks it off the back of the rim. No good. Dunley with the rebound. He's going up the floor. Has a lane to the rim. Up and in. That wasn't just a lane. That was a freeway to the bucket for Dunley.
Well, if he gave Connor Dunley any space on the football field this fall, he was liable to take it to the house. just kind of did the same thing here on the basketball court.
Shot on the other side from Leon is short, but TULELAKE maintains possession. Here's Leon. Head fakes a three, now back to Garcia. Garcia, with the shot clock expiring and an errant pass, goes out of bounds, and 1:10 remaining in the second quarter. Lost River up 32-17. And I think after the ball was tipped and the shot clock close to expiring, just trying to figure out what exactly to do with the shot clock. Again, it's new for the players and new for the officials as well. New people keeping score at the table as well. So these first few months, it's a learning experience for everybody. I think overall a positive thing that Oregon has added the shot clock. And they reset it to 3 seconds. It's TULELAKE ball. Inbound quickly to Loza. Fires a long triple that banks in. Score 32-20 with a minute to go in the second. Here's Hartman for the Raiders. Back to Freeman in the near corner. Freeman puts it on the deck, now to Hartman. Hartman to Dunley. Dunley driving left, switches to his right hand, steps to the rim, off the glass, it's good. A beautiful move to slice the defense for Dunley.
Oh my.
34-20, 44 seconds to go in the second quarter. Pass goes over to Loza. Kicks it outside to Garcia. He strokes it from range. 34-23, 31 seconds to go. The shot clock is off here in the second quarter. Lost River still leads. O'Brien trying to get it down to Freeman. Zips it down low to McAuliffe, but it's taken away by TULELAKE. Garcia racing up the floor. Pump fakes, high off the glass. No good. 16 seconds to go in the second. Lost River up by 11. Here's Dunley. He's been flashy, but he passes it off. Now it's to O'Brien in the far corner. Getting it down to McAuliffe. McAuliffe up off the glass again. He's automatic from inside tonight. 36-23, and that should bring us to the end of the first half. Lost River building a 13-point lead here in the second quarter. We'll be back with a couple of halftime stats and more as we continue your coverage of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
It is halftime at Lost River High School, and the Raiders up over the Honkers, 36-23. And so far, Lost River has done a great job of moving the ball around. Two leading scorers for Lost River, 9 points for Chase McAuliffe and Tate Freeman. You've also got 7 points from Connor Dunley, 6 from Caden Hartman, and 3 from Emmett O'Brien for the Honkers. 10 points tonight from Daniel Garcia, 5 from Tony Loza, and 3 from Leo Leone. It's 36-23 thus far, and in that second quarter, it feels like Lost River could hardly make a mistake, especially getting the ball down low.
Absolutely. I mean, any which way, whether it was on the fast break, just pounding it down low to Chase McAuliffe, Lost River really having their way. 36 points and a half, pretty good for game two, especially with some of these football guys only really just getting acclimated. We're only 10 days removed from that state championship game where they beat Crane 30-20 up at Caldera High School. So, I mean, but you see a lot of that. You see a lot of that translating over to the court. Connor Dunley with the speed, Chase McAuliffe with the physicality. They are really clicking here, and I mean, you saw them put up a 52-point win over New Hope Christian on Friday. Now here they're, I mean, it was close for a little bit. It was, I think, 15-15 late in the first quarter, but Raiders have really opened up in this one, keyed in part by an 11-0 run. Not sure how long that run ended up being, but they got after it. And TULELAKE, they've been able to hit it well from deep, but other than that, they're struggling to find answers for this Lost River team.
Now, you mentioned TULELAKE's three-point shooting. They've made 4 of them so far, but they kind of got away from that shot in the second quarter. Be curious to see if they come back to it in the second half. Right now, the score at halftime, 36-23. We're going to step away, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing on mybasin.com. This is, of course, the game of the week, also on air on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
Threads. Their region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Glad to be back with you on mybasin.com, also 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. Josh Eldridge along with Matt Bowling for the mybasin.com game of the week. Lost River leading at halftime 36-23. This is the first of a few broadcasts that we're doing, and we're calling them the mybasin.com game of the week. Traditionally, mybasin.com has been your outlet for Henley sports, but this year we are expanding it a little bit out to some of our 1A schools in the Basin, of course, here at Lost River tonight. Then on Friday night, we're going to be at Bonanza High School. That is our final game of the week until January, when we really pick up the schedule, starting with the second of the year as TULELAKE hosts Bonanza. We'll be there for that one. And then, again, moving into January, just more and more, especially league contests in the Mountain Valley League. Super excited to bring this one to you. If you know any parents or people who are fans of some of the 1A schools in the Klamath Basin, Chiloquin, Bonanza, even TULELAKE, of course, Lost River here as well. And even, Klamath Union and Mazama. We'll try to be at a handful of different games this year on mybasin.com. It's a really exciting time to be able to bring you some of these smaller high school basketball, and it's been great games. The Lady Raiders taking a win earlier today, TULELAKE a win over today over the Raiders, 29-26, and right now Lost River up in front of TULELAKE for the varsity boys games, 36-23. We're going to take one final break on our halftime show. When we come back, it should be ready for third quarter action. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAO.
Sport was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. As we begin the third quarter, the Lost River Raiders are in front of the TULELAKE Honkers 36-23. Lost River will start with possession and go from left to right in their home white uniforms. 5 on the floor. It's O'Brien, Dunley, McAuliffe, Hartman, and Freeman. A quick turnover for the Raiders gives TULELAKE the ball. The 5 on the floor for the Honkers. It's Leon, Garcia, Loza, Garcia, and Perez. The Honkers take it up. It'll be Leon across the timeline, dishing it near side to Garcia. Garcia bouncing it down low to Garcia, but it's stripped away by Lost River. Here's Dunley, lofting it ahead to Freeman. He can't control the pass and steps out of bounds. Lost River trying to push the pace early. It's what we come to expect from this team so far, and going off of what we've seen last season. TULELAKE kept pace with them in the first quarter, but Lost River definitely distanced themselves in that second. That was Garcia going up with the shot, rejected there by Dunley. And the Honkers maintain possession. Inbound pass to Garcia in the far corner, dishing it to Garcia, top of the key. Trying to get it over and unable to. Turnover, and it's Lost River ball. Here comes Hartman. Pass goes over to Dunley. Zipping it over to McAuliffe in the corner. Getting it down low to Freeman. His layup no good. And it's grabbed by Loza. Dishing it ahead to Garcia. Passing it back outside to Leon. Now to Loza. Garcia in the corner. Gets it to Leon. Leon driving inside the paint. High off the glass, but the shot bothered by McAuliffe. Here's Dunley. Dunley dribbling inside. Has it knocked away. Here comes Loza, one-on-one in the fast break against Hartman, and he's fouled.
Well, you talk about multi-sport stars. How about a guy who starred in 2 sports in the same season? Tony Loza led the TULELAKE boys soccer team with 40 goals while leading the football team with 614 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns on 20 receptions, mind you, and 8 interceptions, both this fall. Evergreen League MVP in soccer, offensive MVP in football.
An incredible resume, going 1 for 2 at the line there. His team trailing 36-24. Freeman pump fakes, gets the defender to jump and gets fouled. He'll head to the line. 9 points thus far for Freeman. And at the line tonight, he is 3 for 5. His free throw attempt is good. And he'll get a second opportunity here. That one rattles home. The score 38-24. Lost River leads. 6:28 to go in the third quarter. Here's Leone. Crossing to his left, trying to drive inside. Goes up with the shot and gets fouled. An athletic move to the rim earns him a pair of free throws. Tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com brought to you by Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. They've got the most understanding trainers you could ask for. They help you get motivated, and their workouts make you feel accomplished all day long. Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness want you to lose those reins and get your gains. First free throw off its mark from Leone. Here's the second. And it's no good. McAuliffe with the rebound. Here comes O'Brien, kicking it over to Hartman. Getting it down low to McAuliffe, and he steamrolls his way to the rim. And a layup, 40-24. Lost River leads, 11 points tonight for McAuliffe. 6:02 to go in the third. Here's Leone, trying to get it over to Loza, and does. Loza, top of the key, getting it back to Leone. Trying to extend this Raiders defense. Looks like the intended target of a wayward pass was Max Garcia, the senior, out of bounds. It's Lost River basketball. Here's Hartman, kicking it to Dunley on the near side. Dunley driving right, moving through the defense, up off the glass. Oh my goodness. Dunley, what a move. 9 points for him tonight. His team up 42-24, 5.5 to go. And yeah, we'll need timeout from that one. Connor Dunley, what a move. Puts his team up big. 5:31 to go in the third. This is the mybasin.com game of the week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
It's an 18-point game for Lost River. They're up 42-24. 5:31 to go in the third of the mybasin.com game of the week. Also on air on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. All right. TULELAKE to inbound. They desperately need a bucket. Here's Leone. TULELAKE keeping the pace moderate, zipping it inside to Garcia. Fires up a quick shot, no good. Sanders with the rebound. Hartman with it now. Getting it to McAuliffe. McAuliffe to Dunley. Quick pass inside to Sanders, trying to work on the block. Kicks it outside to O'Brien. His mid-range shot off the mark, and the rebound collected by the Honkers. Leone crosses the stripe for TULELAKE. Terminates the dribble, now kicks it over to Garcia. He gets it inside to Loza. Now finds its way to Leone on the right side. Bouncing it over to Silva. Ball finds its way over to Leone. Back top of the key to Garcia. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Leone, bringing it in front of his bench, trying to spin around McAuliffe, driving to the rim, pump fakes, the mid-range shot rolls out. And Lost River with the rebound. McAuliffe launching it ahead to Dunley. He goes to the rim easily for the layup. Now a 20-point game, 44-24, 4:20 to go in the third. Lost River in front of TULELAKE. Pass goes inside to Garcia at the free throw line, finds its way back outside to Loza. Bouncing it to Garcia on the right wing. Now gets it top of the key to Silva. Here's Leon. Pulls up from long range, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Lost River takes possession. Leon hit one of those in the first half. That time just a bit off as we've got substitutions coming in for the Raiders. It looks like Hartman heads to the bench in favor of Jenkins. Dunley walks it up the floor. Lofting it into Freeman. Ball batted out of bounds. Will stay in possession of the Raiders. Brian inbound to Dunley. Quickly zips it inside to Freeman. Up off the right block, no good, but the putback there for O'Brien. 5 points for O'Brien tonight. His team up 46-24. 3.5 to go in the third. Here's Leon. Moving right with it, takes the screen, brings it back out beyond the arc, guarded by Sanders. Tries to bounce it into Garcia, but it's taken away by Lost River. Dunley looking ahead, seeing the floor, trying to get it inside to Freeman, but taken away by the Honkers. Now it's Leon trying to beat Dunley to the cup. High off the glass, his layup no good. Garcia for the putback, it won't go. Silva with the rebound, kicks it outside to Garcia. He finds Garcia driving inside that right block. All right, now it's Daniel Garcia going to the rim. That won't fall. TULELAKE, a couple of unlucky bounces and an empty trip up the floor. And it looks like we are going to have timeout. 46-24, the Raiders in front of the Honkers with 2:44 to go in the third. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAG.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
.244 to go in the third, and the Raiders up 46-24. On the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. The Raiders start with the basketball. Here's Hartman kicking it to Dunley on the near side. Dunley trying to get it down low to Freeman. Active hands by TULELAKE. Open in the fast break is Leon. Up off the glass, it's good. A desperately needed bucket for the Honkers gives Leon 5 tonight. 46-26, the Raiders up. Here's Freeman on the other side, up off the glass, and the Raiders respond. 48-26, 2:21 to go in the third. Here's Leon now for TULELAKE. Tries to move, going right. Picked up by Dunley beyond the arc. Lofting it to Garcia, but the ball's loose. Garcia does recollect. Trying to get it down low, but the pass broken up by Freeman. Out of bounds it goes. Possession Honkers. And to inbound for TULELAKE will be Xavier Silva, the junior. And out of bounds again. Lost River ball. Nate Huffman's checked in for Lost River. Thought about a three, but then kicks it to Hartman. Hartman now to Dunley. Dunley fakes right, goes left, straight to the rim and in. Great moves from Connor Dunley all night long. And that gives him 13 points tonight. 50-26. The Raiders up with a minute and a half to go in the third. Pass intended for Garcia was knocked away. Loose ball is going to be collected by Sanders. Now it's Hartman bringing it up for the Raiders, kicking it over to Dunley. Dunley terminates the dribble, trying to loft it down low to Hartman. He goes up off the glass, won't go. Rebound goes out of bounds. And that'll be TULELAKE ball. A couple of subs checking in for the Honkers. It's going to be Eric Salazar and Ivan Diaz, the senior. And Dunley checking out. I believe it was McAuliffe coming back into the game. Pass into the far corner for Salazar. Spins around the defense. The shot bothered by Freeman, and it's no good. Attempting to save it from going out of bounds was Huffman, but to no avail. It should remain Honkers basketball underneath the rim. Under a minute now to go in the third. Lost River in front, 50-26. "21 seconds on the shot clock. The inbound pass finding its way to Leone. Trying to get it ahead, but it's taken away by McAuliffe. He passes it ahead to Hartman. Hartman over to Huffman, back to Hartman, well beyond the arc, lofting it far side to Freeman, getting it down low to Sanders, and he banks it off the glass and in. Nice touch from close range, and Sanders with his first couple of points tonight. 52-26, Lost River in front, and about, half a second separating shot and game clock in the final seconds of the third quarter. Here's Garcia, has it knocked loose. And I think they're going to call this one a foul on the floor. And that is the case. Lost River picking up their, I believe that was their third team foul. Yes, it is. Inbound pass to Loza. Loza back to Sandoval. Sandoval trying to bounce it inside, but it's taken away by the Raiders. McAuliffe dishing it ahead to Freeman. 8 seconds in the third. Freeman trying to go to the rim. Pump fakes. Gets the defense off its feet. Bank shot no good, but he's there for the putback. Great effort from Tate Freeman, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Lost River building on this lead. They're up big. 54-26 as we head to the fourth. The MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KA.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Fourth quarter action lays ahead on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. Lost River in front of TULELAKE, 54-26. Coming at you live from Lost River High School in Merrill, Oregon. These two teams separated by just about 10 minutes. TULELAKE over the California border. Quick shot attempt out of the break by Cisneros. It's no good. Here's McAuliffe on the other side. Pretty layup off the glass is good for Chase McAuliffe. He's got 13 points tonight. His team up 30, 56-26 early in the fourth. Pass goes over to Loza. Brings it back around top of the key. Now near side to Perez. Loses the dribble on it. Now it's ahead to Hartman. Hartman trying to get it to Freeman, but it goes out of bounds. Here's Loza with it now. Passing it over to Cisneros. Now it's back to Loza. Loza loses the dribble but recollects, has a lane to the cup and converts. 56-28 after that layup there. Here's Lost River on the other side. McAuliffe down low, gets fouled on the floor. And now into running clock territory. So we are at 6:37 and counting in the fourth quarter, even with this stoppage of play. 56-28 the score. Pass goes high to Freeman, but he recollects. Freeman outside to Hartman for three. Front iron, no good. But there for the putback is Chase McAuliffe. Back up by 30, 58-28. 6:09 to go in the fourth. Lost River in front. Here's Garcia. Garcia just beyond the arc. Has it now on the right side. Thought about getting it to Loza, but guarded tough by Hartman. Now here's Loza. Loza bothered by O'Brien, kicking it to Garcia. Garcia spins to his left, trying to split up the defense, but McAuliffe is there to break it up. Now it's ahead to Dunley. Dunley up off the glass, too easy for Connor Dunley. 60-28, 5.5 to go in the fourth. And here's Garcia with it now for TULELAKE. Bouncing it down low to Salazar. Outside for three and a bank shot from Loza. That's his second made triple of the night. Gives him 10 points on the evening. 60-31. Lost River still out in front. Pass goes outside to O'Brien. He tries to answer. No good off the front of the rim. O'Brien chases down his own rebound. Outside to Dunley for three. That won't go either. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it will remain Lost River basketball. TULELAKE, for what it's worth, has shot the triple very good tonight, but it seems like for the meat of this game, they haven't attempted too many three-point shots. Chase McAuliffe on the inside, spins around to his right, shakes the defender and converts. 62-31. Connor Dunley and Chase McAuliffe trading buckets on the offensive end for Lost River. Their team up 31. Here's Salazar, driving the right block, kicking it outside to Cisneros. Now it's to Loza, but it's knocked loose. Here's Hartman, up to O'Brien. Lay up and in on the open floor. And Lost River running track on TULELAKE right now, just getting out in transition. Here's Garcia to Loza. Loza steps back beyond the arc. Now it's inside to Garcia. Pass over to Salazar. Mid-range jumper, no good. And here's Hartman shoving it ahead to O'Brien. Inside to Freeman. He goes up off the glass. That one rolls around and falls for Freeman. 66-31. 3:44 to go in the fourth, and Lost River not relenting on this lightning-fast pace of play. Salazar kicks it back outside to Loza. He fires a long triple. Too much on that one, no good. Hartman steps out of bounds trying to get the rebound, and it will remain TULELAKE basketball, and we're going to have 10 new players come in as both coaches empty the bench here. We'll try to get you everyone who's checked in. Let's see, for Lost River, it's going to be Juan Navarro with Nate Huffman out there with Bo Sanders. Let's see, we've also got Doug Jenkins. And let's see, I'm missing one. I believe it's going to be Rex Bodel. TULELAKE bringing it out now. Leo Leon, the only starter who's left in the game. He's played the entire game so far for TULELAKE. Dishes it over to Garcia. That's Damian Garcia. First action we're seeing of this senior from TULELAKE. You've also got Adrian Garcia in the game, along with Xavier Silva. Here's Leon. Loses the dribble, but it's collected by Sandoval. 2:33 and counting in the fourth quarter. 66-31, Lost River in front of TULELAKE. Here's Leon. Has it on the right side. It's taken away by Sanders, but he steps out of bounds trying to save it. Good effort there by the junior, Bo Sanders. TULELAKE to inbound. Finding a tall pass to Adrian Garcia. Tries to go to work against Sanders. Garcia cuts to the rim, receiving the pass, kicks it outside to Sandoval, and the shot clock will expire. Lost River to inbound. And it's going to be Huffman taking it up the floor, kicking it near side to Navarro. Gets it back on the right wing, back to Jenkins. Zips it over to Huffman. Huffman back to Navarro. Top of the key, now to Jenkins on the right wing. Gets it over to Huffman. Huffman terminates the dribble, kicks it far side to Navarro. He has an open look from range. Front of the rim, no good on the shot. TULELAKE trying to push the pace a little bit. Into the front court goes Sandoval, and he will travel. Looked like trying to collect the pass, but another turnover for the Honkers gives Lost River possession in the final minute of the ball game. And substitution is Esteban Cisneros checking into the game. Out goes Leo Leone. Pass ahead for Lost River goes to Navarro, and he will travel. Now we'll turn the shot clock off again, running clock, as we are at 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Inbound pass goes to Cisneros, taken away by Lost River. And they lose the dribble, scramble for it at half court, taken away by TULELAKE. With it now is Garcia. He loses it. Now out to Silva. He takes a long two, that's no good. Rebound is grabbed by Jenkins. Lost River still playing full court defense with 5 seconds left. And a foul, but that will likely bring us to the end of the ball game. A fantastic showing for the Lost River Raiders as they defend home court. 66-31 victory over TULELAKE. We'll be back with a brief recap and tell you what's next as we continue your coverage of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KGO.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Back with you at Lost River High School for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. Final score, the Raiders taking care of business against the TULELAKE Honkers, 66-31. Got unofficial leading scorers for you tonight, starting with Lost River. 17 points from Chase McAuliffe, 15 for Connor Dunley. Almost skipped over Tate Freeman with 16 points of his own tonight as well. 10 points from Emmett O'Brien, 6 from Caden Hartman, and 2 from Bo Sanders. Meantime, for TULELAKE, a couple of players scoring 10 points tonight. Tony Loza and Daniel Garza, each getting into double digits. 5 points from Leo Leone tonight, and 2 from Xavier Silva. Gets us to our final score of 66-31. In the first quarter, this had the makings of a really close heavyweight matchup, teams trading buckets early, but TULELAKE might have took their foot off the gas a little bit, and Lost River took advantage.
I mean, TULELAKE led 17-15 at the end of the first quarter. Well, you can do the math right there. TULELAKE scored 14 points the rest of the way. I mean, just Lost River just seemed to shift into a different gear, and TULELAKE didn't have an answer.
It's a good game for Lost River tonight. That gives them win number 2 on the meantime. TULELAKE falls to 0-2. As the teams clear the courts, we're going to take one more break on the post-game show. When we come back, we'll take a look at the rest of the week. Plenty of high school sports left to cover this week on mybasin.com, so stick with us. Final score again, Lost River 66, TULELAKE 31. This is the mybasin.com game of the week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it, but the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
MyBasin.com game of the week, 1150, 92.9 KAGO. Josh Eldridge with you along with Matt Bowling. As the final score, Lost River 66, TULELAKE 31. A handed victory for Lost River. But not the only high school basketball coverage that we've got for you this week. Tomorrow, we've got coverage of the Henley Hornets, both the boys and the girls team. The boys traveling up to Redmond. Matt, you'll be there for that one. And, of course, the girls staying home. And we'll have coverage of both of them. Should be a fun day.
Absolutely, yeah. Both Henley teams coming off championship wins at the Wairika Invitational. Girls winning the bracket, boys winning kind of the round-robin modified showcase style. But either way, season off to a great start for these teams, and now they get to match up with a 5A squad in Redmond.
Very excited for that. Again, the Henley boys will be broadcast on mybasin.com. Free video available for you there. Also on the air on 104.3 and 960 Sports, one of our sister stations. And then the girls game will be broadcast exclusively on mybasin.com. Free video available for you there. And then we will be back with another edition of our Game of the Week. That'll be Friday night from Bonanza High School as they take on Myrtle Point. That game is scheduled for, I believe, a 7:30 tip-off for the boys, and doing the math there, 6 o'clock for the girls as well. That'll be on mybasin.com, and, of course, the boys on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO, just as it was tonight. Be sure to stay on mybasin.com. It's home for everything going on in the Klamath Basin, whether it's news, special events, and, of course, sports. Find it again on mybasin.com. It about does it for us tonight from Lost River High School. Would like to thank a few of the folks that make tonight's broadcast possible. Of course, our gracious host, Mr. Sidney Hobgood at Lost River High School, the athletic director. All 4 head coaches tonight. We'll start with the girls, Gibby Idrogo from TULELAKE and Tuesday Herring at Lost River. And, of course, both boys coaches for working with us on the broadcast tonight, Mr. Sean Cross from TULELAKE and Brad Johnson from Lost River. Once again, the final scores from each game tonight. TULELAKE escaping with a girls' victory, 29-26, but Lost River claiming the boys' varsity contest, 66-31. For Matt Bowling, I'm Josh Eldridge saying good night from Lost River High School.